Well, hold on. All right, y'all. Let's jump into it, shall we? So we just finished wrapping up. This is a game, that's for sure. Let's wrap this thing up and let's give a post game reaction to um game 6 between the Pacers and the Knicks. Here's what's going to happen is they're going to do the presentation. I think we know the MVP is going to go to Tyrese Halliburton, and so I may be muting myself here and there just to listen in on what happened. But I think um, just the Pacers from halftime on just dominated like that. Let's put it how it was. They dominated. Um, when you're up by 20 and then Coach Tibbs is, subbing the guys out, kind of like waving the white flag of all right, you got us this time. It just kind of shows, and it just kind of shows of what kind of team the Pacers are, and I believe the Pacers, kind of like how we fear and like how we expected, the Pacers are the real deal. No, not sort of. You can't even say sort anymore. Like the Pacers are the real deal, and I think they are going to give the Thunder a run for their money, because I really think that Indiana, with just the style of how, I mean, I've talked about it before, and I've made videos on it on conditioning, where the Pacers can just out condition every single team. And I haven't even pulled up the box score and the stats here, but I'm gonna guess from what it looked like and kind of what it felt like is it looks like Knicks probably had an 8-man rotation versus the Pacers, who probably had a 12, 13-man rotation tonight. And also, let's hope that, the players tonight, let's hope that there were no injuries, because we saw we saw Neesmith go down. Who else went down? Or was Siakam? That it might have been Siakam because he got kneed in the balls, and then the ref tried to explain like, "Oh, here's why he was the fouler, not the foulie," and it's like, dude just got Draymond Green, and we're gonna be like, "Nope, foul on you." Um, anyways, but yeah, so the Pacers win tonight, 108 to 123, 120. Let me double check what the score was. Oh, 125. Oh, my bad. I was off by 2 points. But my initial reaction to the game is, the Pacers were only up by 4 at halftime. That's not too much to overreact to, or too much to be like, "Okay, oh my gosh, this game's over." There's no way, the Knicks can come back. It's only 4 points versus some of the other games and the other blowouts that we have seen in these NBA playoffs. Like kind of the T Wolves and the Thunder a couple games back, or gosh, what's been another blowout? Um, Last game, to give Knicks fans hope. Last game was kind of bad, but there were a few things and a few key details that I thought were big standouts and proponents to this game. Number one, Andrew Nembhard had a huge freaking game, and that's probably going to get ignored because Tyrese Halliburton, which rightfully so, he's kind of the glue of this team, and he's the nucleus, which is totally fine. Nembhard's performance is going to get forgotten, which it's all right. I already forgot about it, but he had some pretty crucial steals against Jalen Brunson there at the very, very end of the game, and there were some costly turnovers that costed the Knicks huge. Like, we got Brunson driving it up, Nembhard's pressing him in the full court or something. We have a little turnover here, and then look at that. Throw it out to Neesmith, throw it out to Halliburton, throw it out to. I don't think Obi shot a three, but he definitely had a lot of dunks towards the end of the game. But you pop it out a three, and then look at that. That's a 6-point swing right there from. Okay, Halliburton just shot and drained a three. All right, hold on. Here we go. We got a little bit of a trophy presentation here. Let me mute myself here. Let's listen to Ernie real quick. Reggie. Get, get over there, Coach Carlisle. Ernie, no, you're not having the mic. I'll hold it. They're talking about the intensity through the all games. Talked about how last season they went 7. Job's not finished. All right, get out of here. Oh no. That was pretty classy move. Giving a shout out to Ernie and the TNT crew. Yes, that is the Larry Bird Trophy. I think the MVP is going to go to Halliburton. Oh! All right. Oh, ho, okay. Okay, all right. Question number 1. How your boys feeling? No. His second time going to the finals. He was on 2019's Raptors team. All right. Talking about the unexpected. Yeah. Thomas Bryant. Yep. Some 3-pointers. There were some pretty huge 3-pointers there at the end of the game. Well. Ooh, Miles Turner. All right, let's see what Miles Turner has to say. Let me mute myself again. I'll be honest, I had no clue he's been on the team for 10 years because again, nobody's followed Indiana. Oh, they dropped the no, I'm messing. Dude, what a quick turnaround by Reggie Miller to get back over on the sideline, put the headset on, and get going. Okay. So here we go. Let's continue this thing. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that Pascal Siakam got the MVP. But you know what? It actually shows, points matter and stuff. Like I've kind of joked around about how like yards compared when you want to compare yards as a QB stat compared to touchdowns, like yards don't matter. It's like the touchdowns that matter. And so I think, yeah, when you have a 31-point game in this game that was the sealer, and then they the was it game two? It might have, yeah, I think it was game two, in Madison Square Garden when he had a career high 40 plus, I believe it was. I think that's more than enough to be like, okay, yeah, you're the MVP of the Eastern Conference Final. Plus, I mean, I think the other thing too that lost it for Halliburton, if you want to look at it from that point of view, Halliburton had a bad game last game, and I think everybody did. But like he had 8 points, kind of. But again, like it doesn't matter because look at this, they got a chance to go win the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which that's going to be a big matchup. I know a lot of people, all these basketball purists, are like, no, this would be terrible for ratings. I think it's going to be a good series either way because it's the best team from the East against the best team from the West. It really is. Like there's no debating, on who the best teams are because to this point, this is who we got, and like there's a reason why these teams won. Um, Now let's get into the nitty gritty here. Let's look at a little bit of the stats. Um, okay, Neesmith, he had 10. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't even need to look at this. Okay, because I had a few plot points here that I wanted to talk about. But now that when I'm looking at it like this, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 players who had double digits in this game. Pascal Siakam, Aaron Neesmith, Miles Turner, Andrew Nembhard, Tyrese Halliburton. Off the bench, Obi-Wan Kenobi Toppin, and then Thomas Bryant. But then again, Thomas Bryant with those crucial three-pointers there at the very end. Just flamethrower right there at the very end. Oh, there's Tyrese's dad. Woo! There we go. Good to see him on the court. You know what? I want Tyrese Halliburton's dad courtside game 3. And I want him in Shay's face right after the game going, uh-huh. No, I'm messing. But I think, yeah, when you got 7 guys with double digits, you're not winning that game. You're not. And it shows. 108 to 125. Explosive. I can't say there was one quarter that was more explosive than the rest. It just the pace of the Pacers. No pun intended. But scoring 33 in the second, 34 in the third, 33 in the fourth. I mean, 30-plus points every single quarter. And then you look at the Knicks. Whoa, that's a throwback. Damn, look at that photo. That's a huge throwback. But just they're good. They're good right now. They're good right now. They got hot at the right time. Um, I did like Tyrese Halliburton's final third. Whoa, look at that throwback. Holy cow. Look at the dude back when Ernie had hair. Holy shit. Look at that. Dude, they're doing some throwbacks from the TNT crew. Hold on, let me mute myself real quick. They're doing a little montage. Little montage of TNT. Oh, dude, there's Curry when he won the first one. Oh my gosh. That was really a decade ago. Curry and the Warriors winning the first one. That was really a decade ago. LeBron. Oh, INEO. Okay. Yeah, that was shit. 10 years ago. And then we know about 2016 and then the KD. Oh, the late greats. Kobe.
In our hearts, in our crew.
Dude, look at Shaq in the front row. My gosh. Dude is huge. Alright. Alright, let me pause this. I do want to watch this reaction, the post-game reaction. I want to see their reaction, so we'll watch that later, but let me finish up this stream here. I thank you guys for being here, by the way. Sorry this is like last second. We've kind of been in and out on focusing and stuff, but then let's look at the Knicks. So we were looking at the Pacers stats. Now let's look at the Knicks and how the Knicks did in this series. Mikal Bridges, 15 points. OG Anunoby with 24. Cat with 22. Brunson with 19. Now, Brunson, I guess I didn't notice this from watching the game. Brunson was cold from the three. Look at that, 2 for 7. Bench points. Landry Shamet with 12. But look at that. Miles McBride with 2. Josh Hart with 4. And then DeLon Wright with 2. Not saying that your bench needs to carry you. Like when we're comparing, hey, the Pacers have seven guys with 10 plus points. And then we look at the Knicks and it's like, oh, we only got 5. So, there's that. And there wasn't a 30-point scorer. There's the highest OG. OG led all points with 24. Yeah. The Pacers had 2 with 20 plus. Pascal and Tyrese Halliburton. So you can slice it and dice it either way you want to look at it. I think though that I think Nembhard had a big game. And there was one stat, I might be really incorrect on this, but out of points off of turnovers, there was one point where the Pacers had 30 plus points. I don't know the exact, I think it was 36, but again, that was when there was like 6 minutes left in the game, and there were still a couple more turnovers for the rest of it. But wait, they have that. Hold on, let me go find that stat. It's right here. Hold on. Team stats. No. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. The Knicks. Points conceded off turnovers, which I think what that means is points given up, 34. So the Knicks gave up 34 points off of turnovers. What else? Yeah, 18 turnovers. That's not good. Like in any game, I think if the Knicks limited their turnovers, yeah, they're winning this one. Because look at the points off of turnovers, 34 compared to the Pacers 13. So, like, let's say just half. Okay, let's cut 34 in half. 15. Let's make it an even 15. So, 125 minus 15. This game's 111, 112 to 108. Like, a much closer game. So, I think, yeah, turnovers and points off turnovers are definitely a big part in this game. Trying to find the words that I was looking for. And then also, like how I was talking about with the turnovers, like we'd have, you know, whether it was Neesmith or Obi, like they'd have a huge dunk, and then here comes Brunson. You know, we have a little tip away from Nembhard, we'd have a steal, and then in transition, we'd kick out for a three. Bang! There's 5 points off of like just one possession because the Knicks haven't been able to get to their other side of the court and get a contested shot up. Um, then who else had a big game? I think. Oh, yes. Let's look at points in the paint. So points in the paint, the Knicks did have more. They had 54 compared to the Pacers 50. But with the final like 6 minutes of the game, one thing I will say that where it's like, oh, someone stop him, Mama, there goes that man. Tyrese had this just beautiful floater from the foul line basically, and every single time in every single time, and it was just so yeah. There was probably 6 or 7 minutes left in the game where he drive a little bit, we're maneuvering one way, and then he just do that little foul bait like ooh, and one, but like they wouldn't call anything, but just he wouldn't miss from there. Um, and then like his last deep logo three after the Knicks had subbed their guys off, like it was the icing on the cake. Like this series was really good. I will say compared from the Pacers series and then the T-Wolves series, like the Eastern Conference Final was a lot better than the Western Conference Finals because as much like okay, we want to give the T-Wolves the benefit of the doubt, and there were some games that I do think got away from the T-Wolves because I would say in game 2, 3, and 4 they did figure it out, but there were two blowouts in that 5 game series, and this one ended up being a blowout towards the very end. Yes, the largest lead was 21 points, and like we see the final score 108 to 125, but again, it was a 4 point halftime lead, and then another point somewhere early before Hart went out. Like I think when Cat made some free throws or something, I believe the lead was only like there was a big lead, like a 9 point lead, 10 point lead. They cut it back down to a 3 point lead, 3 point or 2 point. I can't remember the exact numbers, but like just the ebbs and flows of how this game went. Like Pacers would go on a run, then they get cold, and here come the Knicks. They're pushing back. Brunson's making some tough contested 10-footers, and but yeah. All right. What else could we talk about? Let's see if there's. Hold on, let me take a swig real quick. All right. Field goal percent. Um. Okay, yeah, the Pacers shot better, 54% compared to 47. That's not too bad. Rebounds, the Knicks did out rebound them, 41 to 36. Um, Steals were even, both had 10. Blocks, no, who had a block? I know Obi. Okay, there was one transition where Obi had this huge dunk, huge dunk at the very end of the game. And then in transition, like he blocked, I think OG Obanobi tried to put up a three, or it was it McBride? One of them tried to put up a three. He blocked it, but it didn't matter because Cat ended up making a layup on that possession. Then yeah, with about a minute 40 left, maybe minute 20. I don't know. Like when you could kind of see the writing was on the wall. That's when all the starters from the Knicks got subbed out, and the Pacers ended up winning this thing. And I think the bigger thing with this series, and what was ultimately like kind of the deciding factor, I would say yes, Pascal Siakam is one, obviously, because he's the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. But let's turn back to games 1 and 2. If New York at least gets one of those, this series goes back to Indiana, where like okay, I'll put it this way: they split Indiana 1-1, okay, and that's how the 3-1 lead got to be because the Pacers had stolen games 1 and 2. And then we come back for game 5. Knicks win game 5. If the Knicks had at least won one of those games at Madison Square Garden in game 1 or 2, do I think that could have changed this series tremendously? Yes. But the series would have been 3-2 in favor of the Knicks tonight. Pacers would have evened the series up, and now we have a best of 7. And I think game 7 would have been on Sunday or something like that. So, as cool as it is, it put that on the stat of, hey, game 1s and 2s are actually really important, because look at where it was, where, okay, Knicks took some momentum back in this series with game 3 and game 5 with those wins, but because they didn't get it done, on their home court, like they were just kind of walking into, okay, we're probably going to lose game 6, and it's what ended up happening. But who knows? Who stinking knows? I still think I don't agree kind of with like that. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a lot of people have been talking about how the Pacers and Thunder, like, oh my gosh, this is terrible for basketball. I don't actually think it is going to be terrible for basketball, because I think just the pace of how, like, I've talked about it a little bit and everybody's talked about it. I'm not the only one who says this, even though I sound like a broken record, where the kind of the conditioning, yes, of how we'll just have rushes of 7-point run, 8-point run. And I have a feeling that that's what this Thunder series is going to be with Indiana, is where instead of haymaker after haymaker, you make a 3, we make a 3, there's parts of me that feel like, the Thunder, let's say in the finals, Thunder go up, let's say the Thunder start out, blue hot, because they're blue, but, they start out pretty hot in game 1 with maybe 12, for round numbers, let's say 15. Okay, they start out the game really good, like on a 15-5 run. Okay, and it's like, okay, all right. And then what the Pacers would then do before the next timeout, like, holy hell, let's get things together here, is then the Pacers would turn around and have like a 10-3 run or something like that, and make the game a little bit more manageable. And I think that's probably what next series is going to be and until, because I don't see, I just don't see haymaker after haymaker, and how some of these playoff series have been, where how close this one was, or like how from tip off to the end of the game, wire to wire, like they're making a layup, we're going right back, we're making a layup. No, I think we have seen some consistencies, and we've also seen some inconsistencies from both teams, where this we'll just see which team's hotter, and we'll see which team doesn't win at home, which team can steal a game on the road. Because I think the Thunder could steal one on the road. Now, what would intrigue me is the only team that has been able to win in Oklahoma is Denver. And we wrote Denver off. We thought Denver was going to be really bad. But Denver was able to get some wins in their matchup against the Thunder. Can the Pacers do the same thing? Can the Pacers do what they did to the Knicks in Madison Square Garden, where they go into Oklahoma and they're like, oh, this is a nice place, nice venue. Here's a 3 to end the game. So we'll see. Because if the Thunder can leave Oklahoma up 2-0, that puts all the pressure on Indiana. Because I don't think, and we've seen it with game 3s, whether it's the Cavs series, whether it's this series, the Pacers struggle in Game 3. They do. And so, like, if the Thunder go up 2-0, and then here comes Game 3, and they drop it, Thunder up 3-0. So they'll need to figure that out. And I think was it Richard Jefferson? I think it was Richard Jefferson who said it. But when you look at the Thunder and how complete the Thunder are, Thunder just need to worry. And this is so stupid to say because you want to win every game, and obviously you want to win every game by a big margin. Like you just want to beat everybody's ass all the time. But the Thunder only need to worry about winning home games. And I know it sounds really silly when I say that, but game 1 and 2 are at home. You can take a 2-0 series lead. Game 5 at home, and then game 7. Like, if the Pacers, after being down 2-0, can find themselves in a spot to get to a game 7, the Thunder have played in a game 7. It was against, the Nuggets. They ended up winning that game, and that game was a blowout. So, like, if all else fails and the Thunder lose away games 3 and 4 and game 6, like, they can lean on, okay, we have home court for the rest of this thing. Because but then again, if the Pacers, come into Oklahoma City and steal game 1 and 2, the series at that point would be flipped on its head. So, yeah. All right, I want to check a couple more. Let me check a couple more things. And then we'll call it a show. All right, I saw what I needed to see. Let's check some more. Pacers race past the Knicks to punch their finals ticket. Let's see other. Oh, I saw this too. There was a soccer game that was going on today. PSG. They played in the UEFA UE, not EU. UEFA Champions League. PSG against Inter Milan. They won 5-0. That game was not close. It was on in the background. Like, it wasn't like laser focused watching the game. There we go. Okay, so I guess Messi is still on Miami. Messi involved in all 5 Inter Miami fouls and dominant win. Okay, because I heard through the grapevine of soccer, because I'm not following soccer that closely right now. I heard that like he might get traded or something before the soccer tournament that's coming up. So, oh my gosh, that was a dominant win. Okay, let's talk a little bit about baseball. Hold on, let's look at some baseball, and then we'll end the stream. Oh, you were right here. Where'd you get? Oh, there you are. Okay. So look at these scores here. Okay, the Brewers beat the Phillies 17-7. Yikes. And then the Nationals are on top of the D-backs right now, 11-0. Any other big scores? Mets beat the Rockies 8-2. Did the Rockies ever? No, the Rockies still haven't gotten their 10th win. Hold on. What's my prediction? I made a prediction just for fun. I'd say that by June 1st, they beat the Yankees. They beat the Yankees for their 9th win. But then again, they've come back into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game rut. I think they could beat the Mets tomorrow and get their 10th win. I really do. I really do. This team's winning out, baby. Rockies are gonna win the World Series. Actually, I think statistically they've been eliminated. Never mind. unless they go on like a deep run, they're. Let me double check. Maybe the meme I saw was it was from a meme account, because if they were eliminated there'd be that little E by their name. They're not eliminated. Holy cow. They're 10 games behind the White Sox, who are the second worst team, and then that goes Pirates, then Orioles, then Athletics, then Marlins. Chicago, they have 18 wins. Colorado has 9. How many games back are they from? Oh my gosh. They're 28 and a half games back from the Tigers. So the Tigers are the best team right now, followed by the Mets, Cubs, Dodgers, and Phillies. Okay. I haven't been following baseball as closely as I need to. I will admit that. All right, people. Is there anything else? Anything else? Let me see. Okay, all right, we'll end the stream there. We will end the stream there. So, people on the shorts end, sorry for the hard out. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Oh, let's check out of the 5 votes, I asked you guys who you wanted. 80% of you guys said the Pacers, 20% said the Knicks. All right, I see you. Okay, but on the shorts end, we're going to do a hard out. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Sweet. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll end the stream here, guys. So be ready. We're gonna do a yeah, this has been like a 40-minute. Wait. Oh, this has been an hour. Okay, this has been an hour stream. Okay, we'll end it here, but I think stay tuned. We'll do an immediate post-game reaction. I'll try to have that video up here pretty soon. Just kind of giving my thoughts and opinions on how this game ended. Congratulations to Indiana. I think they definitely deserved it. I'll agree with what Coach was saying about how they deserved it, because they like when you watch how they play, it's actually pretty entertaining. But I know not a lot of people might like that. OKC still gonna beat them. Gonna be whack. I think I've said it, and I'm gonna in my I'm gonna make a prediction video and stuff. I still need to make a prediction video on the Stanley Cup final rematch, and I need to make one on these NBA finals. That's gonna come up here. I don't think that. We know the Thunder are heavily favored in like everything, just because of how dominant they've been in the regular season. Sorry, my voice cracked. Hold on, let me take a drink. No, but with how dominant they've been, and like we know the stats on double-digit wins, and we know the stats on total wins. Like it's comparable to the Warriors, it's comparable to the Bulls. I still think there's just something about the NBA Finals where that's not going to be like, let's not kid ourselves here. The Thunder are going to be tested in the NBA Finals, because I don't think the Thunder can just, especially with what we've seen out of these Pacers, where we're losing momentum on this series, and then they find a way to buckle down, get it done in 6. I don't think the Thunder can just roll this Pacers team. Oh, here's 4 easy ones, you know what I mean? And they get it over with. Like, no, this is going to be a close series, probably in the wins and losses category. Like, I think it might go 6. Could there be blowouts? Yes, but I think the blowout would happen not in a full from tip off to the end. Like the blowout would come in the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, if that makes sense. Where for you know we start the fourth quarter, okay, Pacers are probably up by 8 or something, and then it turns into a blowout in the fourth quarter where we look at the final score and go, oh, okay, they beat the Thunder by 12, and it's like, well, going into the fourth quarter it wasn't that bad. They were only down by 5. They were only down by 6, or something like that. Versus, from tip off, Pacers were down by 10, and the Thunder never looked back and they beat them by 30. Not gonna happen. No, I think both of these teams are built well to compete with each other, and again, go on those runs where they're just running back and forth with each other. But I think I don't see, like, I do see OKC beating the Pacers 4 times, but I don't see them beating them 4 times. Like, I don't see a gentleman's sweep. I don't see the Thunder going up 3-0 and then eventually stranglehold and wrestling them out in 6. Like, I see the series probably going 2-2, like 2 Thunder, 2 Pacers, 2 Thunder. If because I don't see 3-1. And if it was going to be 3-1, it'd be 3-1 in the way of Pacers, Thunder take game 1 and 2. Pacers win game 3. Thunder sneak out game 4, come back to Oklahoma City, and again, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna lose to this series. Let's find a way to just rally the guys together. Let's get a win here. Pacers go on the road in Oklahoma, win 1 to force a game 6, and then the Thunder are like, okay, that's enough. Let's end the series here, and they ended in 6. That's how I would see the series go if the Thunder get up 3-1. But again, I don't think any team's going to go up 3-1. I think we're going to leave. I think we're going to leave Game 4 in Indiana with a 2-2 series. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But dude, who stinking knows? Like, the Thunder, and what's so unpredictable about the Thunder is Thunder damn well might actually sweep them, but like I don't see that happening, because just Pacers are a good team. So that's my thoughts on that. I'll quit yapping. All right, people, we'll end the stream here. But guys, thank you for being here. Be sure to hit that like button so you know where to come back to. This was my reaction to Game 6 between the Pacers and the Knicks. I'll quit yapping. I'll go make that video real quick. But be sure to keep your eye out on that. Hope you had a good Saturday, and we'll see you in the next stream.